once again back out here because the lighting in my office is really aggressive right now where I normally film. So we're back out in the living room, and also that's kind of nice because then I get to sit on a couch instead of the floor because I do feel old. So today we have February TBR time, which I'm feeling really good about my TBRs because in January I read 6 of the books on my TBR, and I'm in the middle of 2 other ones that were on there right now. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like we're crushing it, and let's keep this energy going into February. First up, I have The Broker by Nikki Sloan. This was one on my January TBR, but then Nikki Sloan, it's a new release, and she ended up pushing it back to February. So now we put it on there again. This is the 6th book in the Nashville Neighborhood series. I absolutely love that series. Love Nikki Sloan's writing. Once again, I don't remember what this book is. I think is it a workplace romance? I don't know. Could be right, could be wrong. But regardless, I will read every book that comes out in this series because The Good Girl was one of my absolute favorites of last year. It was in my top 10. So once again, just really excited for another installment in this series. They're all standalones though, so you wouldn't have to read the other 5 in order to read this one. They all follow different couples. Next up, another new release, The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. I'm so excited for this one. This is another new release that I think comes out towards the middle of February. So this is the 3rd and I think final book in the Campus Diaries series. I once again have loved both of the first 2. Elle Kennedy's hockey, like the Briar U off campus, her entire hockey universe is just like one of my all-time favorites. And I'm really excited for this one. It's an MFM romance. So we've already met at least I think the 2 heroes in it. I don't know if we've met the heroine or not. I can't remember, but I think our heroine, she ends up talking to these 2 guys on this one dating app and then realizes that they're like best friends, and then they start like all vibing together. And if you remember, if you read the Dixon Rule, one of the heroes in this one is the same one from the kitchen scene in that book. If you know, you know. And what kind of like issues he was grappling with in that book with his bestie. I think we're gonna get obviously answers to all of that. So I'm really excited for this one. Once again, just like banter is top notch, and I literally have not met an Elle Kennedy book that I have not loved. So I'm really excited for that one. Next up, this one I think actually came out at the end of January, but I like didn't realize that to put it on my January TBR, and that is The Moon and His Tides by Gianna Darling. So this is a new book from her. I've read a lot of Gianna Darling's books and I love them. Her writing is top-notch, beautiful, lyrical, and this one is an MMF romance. And this one, so our one hero, I think he is a driver for this like wealthy, famous married couple. Like I'm pretty sure one of them is like an actress, like a Hollywood, maybe is she like the Hollywood starlet, and then like her husband's also famous, and then our other hero is the driver, and then like he kind of, you know, gets brought into the mix with the 2 of them. I don't know, listen, that sounds great to me. That sounds great. And I love like a Hollywood setting. I feel like I haven't read a book in a really long time that has had kind of like a glitz and glamour type atmosphere. So I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Next up, I did secure this copy, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Not the Target copy, I didn't secure that one, but I went to Barnes & Noble last week, specifically looking for God of Ruin by Rena Kent, because that one came out, Bloom's like traditional published version with the sprayed edges. I've been collecting those, so that came out last week, so needed to go pick up that. And I was like, and if Onyx Storm is there, I'm gonna also get Onyx Storm, but I knew that like it was sold out basically everywhere. They had it, so I did secure Onyx Storm. So I am currently listening to Iron Flame, like listening and reading at the same time. I think I'm about to run out of hours on my Spotify audiobook, but that's the one that I'm like in the middle of, so that way I can read Onyx Storm, because some people are so rude out here. I've already seen a spoiler that I'm really pissed about that I saw. So yeah, that's not cool. I don't want to get far behind in the series, even though I know she said that like the 4th book isn't gonna come out for years. I just want to be caught up, and then I'm gonna have forgotten it all by the time that the next one comes out, but it's fine. So I am putting on Onyx Storm. This is the 3rd book in the Emprium series. Is that how you pronounce it? But it's fantasy with dragons and romance. Yeah, like I said, I'm currently in the middle of Iron Flame, so that way I just want to like jump right into Onyx Storm when I'm done. And also, this is beautiful. Like the Target copy was really pretty too. I was not about to go and like try to fight for that. Like I didn't care that much about that copy, but I am really excited that I did get this one because that's beautiful. Okay, I'm a big fan of that and happy that I could find it. I was very pleasantly surprised when I was there. Next up, I think this one, again, I think I have 2 more new releases back to back here. Irreversible by Jennifer Hartman. Oh shoot, and there's a third author, or not a third author, a second author, but I couldn't fit it on the line. I know this is a right? And now I can't remember the other author. But this book, which again is another like kidnapping type one from Jennifer Hartman. If you know, you know, is Still Beating. One of my favorite dark romances of all time, where they are kidnapped together. It's a heroine and then her sister's fiance. They are kidnapped together and then they fall in love. And this one, I don't think it's obviously going to be like the same thing, but I think again our heroine is kidnapped by this like one obviously criminal. And then like through a wall, she like hears all these other people come through and like that are kidnapped and stuff, but like each one disappears like faster than the next until this one specific one is like around for a while and they like kind of bond a little bit. And then it's like them trying to figure out how to escape. I think so. I honestly like had not really heard much about this until I saw it on Goodreads. And then I was like, I don't think I've seen anyone really talking about it, but I'm really excited about that. I love Jennifer Hartman's writing, and I'm just kind of in the mood for a dark romance right now. I feel like you're gonna see that with a lot of these next ones. Not a lot. I just have a few dark romances on here. I'm just kind of like in a darker mood right now. Like I don't really want light and fluffy. I want like nitty gritty. I think I'm like chasing the high from Torment, honestly. Another new release, I think it actually comes out tomorrow, The Crash by Frida McFadden. So this one is a thriller. It's not a romance. However, I just read another Frida McFadden book and I really enjoyed it. I read The Boyfriend, which I'll talk about obviously in my wrap up, but that was on my January TBR. And I enjoyed that thriller. I did. Thrillers are really hit or miss for me because I feel like the experience of reading them, I always enjoy, but then the ending makes or breaks it. And a lot of times I'm not super satisfied with the endings. However, I think I've read now 3 Frida McFadden books and I've really, really enjoyed 2 of them and I liked the other one. So I feel like I have a good track record with hers. And this one is a new one and it follows a pregnant woman who's like gets stuck in a snowstorm, like out in her car, and then stumbles upon this one like cabin where this couple is staying and like offer her refuge. But then when she's there, I think she starts realizing that she's actually in danger, you know, and then she's trying to like protect herself and then also her baby, which just like sounds terrifying. Obviously, I do not have children, but I can't imagine like if I was traveling with my cats and then we got stranded somewhere and then I get somewhere and I think that we're safe and then they're not and they're potentially in danger. Oh, nope. So I'm excited for this one. And again, I'm just kind of using some thrillers to like break up romances to kind of try to help me not fall into a slump like I did last year. Like I said, I'm in a bit of a darker mood for books right now. So Prisoned by Marnie Mann. This is one I've had on TBRs previously because I love Marnie Mann's books. And this is one of a backlist one that I've really been interested in, never gotten around to it. And again, it's a dark romance. Our heroine is captured. And I think actually instead of this one, like it being like her romance with like someone else that's captured, I think it's like captive. I think she falls in love with the person who took her. I could be wrong on that because it's been a while since I had looked up the description, but it was more like I was scrolling through my Goodreads and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like put that back on top of the priority list. So I'm excited for this one. I haven't met a Marnie Mann book that I haven't loved. So I think it's gonna be a home run. Next up, another new release that I somehow missed last month, Sin and Redemption by Cora Riley. Now here's the thing I've already talked to some of my friends who read this and they were a little disappointed by it, but here's the thing. Whenever Cora Riley's gonna write a mafia book within her like universe of the Born in Blood and Camorra Chronicles, like that kind of lineage and storylines, I'm gonna have to give it a go. So this one is an accidental pregnancy, marriage of convenience romance, right? But the hero or heroine it's like Kara and Growl's daughter or son, who are the 5th book, Bound by Vengeance, in the Camorra Chronicles. And who is the heroine? Is it Liliana and Romero's daughter? Or son? Is that right? I don't know. It's like families, obviously, in the Camorra Chronicles. It's a 2nd gen book, but it's not a part of the Sins of the Father series. I'm excited to give it a go. Okay, I love this cover. Y'all know, like, those 2 series, they're my god tier mafia books. So I want to love, like, every single book that comes out in this universe. But we will see. We will see how I feel about it, especially with the accidental pregnancy. That is not... I will say, actually, I like accidental pregnancy more than I like Secret Baby. I hate Secret Baby. I actually don't mind accidental pregnancy or like surprise pregnancy. I don't seek that out. However, I don't mind it because I like then a lot of the caretaking that happens with that trope, and then you don't really ever have to see the actual child, because like then I don't like, that's when I'm like, I don't care about the actual like kid growing up, you know, but like the caretaking, I like that. So we'll see about this one. Next up, Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. So this one came out last year and it was on my radar then, but again, I was so slumpy right when it came out, and I was not, it's like 500 and something pages. It's a thicker book. And I was like, I just can't do that right now. But this is another dark romance. It's a Why Choose, and it's kind of like a survival romance. So our heroine, I don't know if she's captured by these men or if she's like in the wilderness on the run and then like comes across them. But it's like set in Alaska too. One of the things that I feel like everyone who has read it has said is like the atmosphere in this is so perfectly built and so immersive when you're reading, which I'm excited for. I've never read any book, I think, like really based in like the Alaskan wilderness before. I mean, like Wolf Hotel, that's in Alaska, but that's not like wilderness, you know, that's like luxury resort, my taste. But I'm excited for this one. Yeah, it's been a while since I've read a Pam Godwin book. She's written some of my all-time favorites. So yeah, we will see, but I'm looking forward to it. And it's the first book in a trilogy, and at least all the 3 books are out. So if I want to binge, I can binge, which is great. Next up, I've had this book downloaded on my Kindle for months. And again, My Darling Arrow by Saffron Kent. I don't know how many TBRs I put this one on last year. And I still haven't gotten around to it, but I do still really want to read this book. I want to read this whole series. I love Saffron Kent's writing, and this one is the first book in the St. Mary's Rebels universe, and it's a sister's boyfriend romance. I think soccer as well. I think he plays soccer maybe. And I don't know, there's just something about Saffron Kent's heroines that I just enjoy. They know what they want. Like, she does not do the like he falls first trope. Like, it's always she falls first and she's gonna like get her man. And if she's a little delusional at the beginning, like fine, she's still gonna snag him. And like, good for her. I feel like we could all like require a little bit of level of delusion like her heroines have. So anyways, I don't know. I keep putting it on there. We'll get around to it eventually. Next up, The Forbidden Man by Karina Halley. This was one again when I was scrolling back through my old Goodreads that I've had on there for forever, and I've been making my way through Karina Halley's backlist, so I wanted to throw this one on. Right, this one is the athlete and trainer one, and I think, is this one the reverse age gap one? Why can I not remember anything about this book now that I sat down to read? I don't know. I think it's a trainer. I think it's like a soccer player and his athletic trainer. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a reverse age gap, which again, I don't read a lot of. I prefer if the heroes are older. But I don't know about you guys, but actually like every single couple that I know in real life, the woman is older. Like, I was thinking about that. I was actually talking about that with one of my friends the other weekend, because then we like realized that it's like everyone that we know, they're older than their partners. So maybe I need to be reading more of that. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, I'm putting it on there. And then last one before we get into the 2 TBR jars is Unbroken by Sutton Snow. This one is another one that was a deep in my Goodreads TBR, and I was like, let's just pull it out. It sounded good, and it sounded again. I think it's shorter. I think it's around 250 pages, and it's again, is it a captor captive? I think our heroine's on the run, and then she thinks again that she finds this kind of like safe haven, and maybe it's not. I think maybe does she actually find a couple, and then does it end up being Emma? I don't know. But I think there's like betrayal and stuff in it. I don't know. Okay, listen, it's a Monday, you know, it's a Monday. Anyways, that's all of the books that I have specifically picked out right now. And then as we do on here, I have a physical TBR jar and then a jar of your guys' recommendations that take my final 2 picks every single month. So let's start with my physical TBR jar. Actually, I'm currently in the middle. I'm reading The Rebel by Sophie Lark. That was my pick last month, and it's actually literally sitting right there. How far in it am I? See, how far am I? I'm only on chapter 3, but I'm already on page 63. I actually really like reading these books physically, because do you see how like big the print is? So it actually makes you feel like you're really flying through this, even when you're only on chapter 3. But anyway, so that was last month. So actually, look at me making kind of progress. Okay, these 2 are together. Okay, let's just do this one. Mr. Park, actually, I think I think I donated that one. I think I donated that book to my friend's little free library, Mr. Park Lane. Let me actually go and check quick. Never mind, we have it. I was actually like for sure that I had donated this one because this was a part of a PR box that I got, or like bag from a marketing company that had like, I don't know, like 15, 20 books in the other year. And a lot of them, like it was a lot of small towns and stuff in them. So one of my friends, she built a little free library for in front of her house. So I had donated some of those and I thought that I had donated this one as well, but I did not. So Mr. Park Lane by Louise Bay. So this one sounds like maybe Second Chance and then also Roommates and that he's a billionaire. So that sounds great. I'm excited about that. And also look, that's like the perfect kind of length. How long is this? 271 pages, period. Okay, that is this one. We will mark that. Okay, physical TBR book, check. And now your guys' recommendations. So again, I built this jar at the end of last year with all of your recs. So if you want to have your rec added in here, comment on that video because I build it out. I will add more. Oh, okay, well that one popped out. So let's go with that one as the year goes on. Release and Reclaim by Ali Martinez. I don't know what this one is at all. And I read an Ali Martinez book, didn't I? Oh, it's the one with the flames. It's the flames where the house burns down. The two couples, the house burns down and one dies, and then they connect. What was that book called, right? That's an Ali Martinez book. I think that's the only one that I actually think I own it because I did a book club with one of my friends for that, right? Why can't I think of what that title is? Okay, whatever. But Release and Reclaim, I don't know. So I guess I'll put the picture up here. I have no idea what this is. So yeah, we will see about that one. So anyways, okay. That is it for my February TBR. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling productive, at least with how my January TBR went. So anyways, that is it for today's video. I will have my chat chill and get ready with me up on Friday. And then next week on Tuesday will be my wrap up for January. So anyways, that is it for today's video and I will see you when I see ya.